through. It is an 8-lap race for Misson Super Hooligans. We take a look at our starting grid, back to where they qualified. Gus Rodeo there with the pole position, being joined by Bryce Kornbaugh and Josh Herron on row 1.
Jason Waters, Jake Lewis, Corey Alexander.
Go to row 3. It's where you'll find Robertino Pietri, James Rispoli, and Corey West, with Andy DeBrino, Ben Glotty, and Caleb DeCaro on the second of the light fighters there on row 4.
Hunter Dunham, Hawk Mazad, and Nate Kern.
The second of the Arch bikes being ridden by Jeremy McWilliams this season. They're qualified 16th. Jeremy Taubman there alongside. You go back to row 7. You have Leroy Eshelman, Kyle Kircher, and Steven Shakespeare.
Jeff Lane, Rich Foster, and Casey Clark. They're in 24th.
Full field, Rodney Vest, Aaron Galloway, and Joseph Katzberg on row 9.
And Lorenzo Ruiz, Andreas Jaramillo, and Derek De La Noche in row 10.
John Paul Green, Joel Powell, William Cornelius, and Danny Dominguez rounding out our field of 34. It is a mix of manufacturers. All right, the hands are gripping the bars. Eyes are locked on the lights. You're going to see them up there on the left-hand side of your screen. They're out, and we are underway. Race number 2, Misson Super Hooligans. Our pole sitter, Gus Rodeo, there on the 95. Can he hold it going into turn 1? It's going to be Josh Herron leading the way.
That light fighter got off the line so well. Josh, knowing obviously how to start a motorcycle and get in the lead, we'll see how long he can hold on to that position with Gus Rodeo slotted right behind him. And Jake Lewis.
These guys seen what Gus did yesterday. They are going to take their shots early on. They're not going to want to see the 95 out front again.
But Jake Lewis, you said it there on the number 85, that Saddleman Racing Harley Davidson, qualified back on row 2 and 5th, but he's put himself up there in contention going for a pass around our pole sitter, Gus Rodeo. So not only were they able to find the pace, but it looks like they're able to race with it.
Corey Alexander in 4th place. He is our first Arch. Yesterday, we saw him up into 3rd early. They want a podium so bad, and they have been working their asses off to get it. Corey, once again, in a position to try and fight for a podium spot.
Misson Super Hooligans, a little bit different than the other categories here this weekend because they didn't have any track knowledge coming in. These bikes had never raced here before, so you're watching a progression, really, that started in that first practice session on Friday. They have more information now than they've ever had, and you're going to see these bikes get a little racier, Roger.
You see Josh uses kind of that wide line through there, that long right-hander, just opens up the door for Gus, and you already see one corner later, a couple bike length lead.
I think that's a good feeling. And did Josh just come underneath him? He did.
Couldn't hold it, though. He's going to try to cut under, get the run out of 5. Josh is just such a smart racer. I mean, he knows that the pace that Gus has, and he does not want to let him get out there and do that.
For sure, but this back and forth action for the lead.
I mean, Josh Herron on the light fighter leading this thing. This is a first. This is a first. We have had an e-bike lead only the start at Laguna Seca and led, I think, even just before turn 1 and got past. You know, they're pushing electric bikes beyond the limit, and we're seeing what they're capable of right here today.
This is going to be great to watch unfold and see how much more they're able to get out of it by the end of this season. Speaking of getting more out of it, Gus Rodeo not wanting to give up anything. Super Sport warm-up session. Josh Herron was off of the Ducati that he races there with talking to his team. Looked like he was struggling with his right wrist a little bit. Ergonomically, Roger, what's different here on this bike?
Well, I think this bike is not going to vibrate as much as the V2, so that could help. And you can see the handlebars are a little bit wider, so it's going to be a little bit more of a relaxed position. We also seen Jason Waters this morning have a crash in Super Sport and walked away pretty slow, and glad to see him out there.
Well, now we've got 2 Harleys into the top 5 with Jake Lewis and James Rispoli, and they're not that far back. James in the low 28s, Jake in the low 28s.
He has helped him out having more than just one bike on the grid.
Absolutely. Josh Herron showing how to do it on the light fighter today, but Gus Rodeo taking advantage.
We'll see if Josh doesn't try to fight back in that last corner. You know, he's not afraid to fight right back, but Gus, as soon as he gets in the lead, he's just able to pull a...
James Rispoli now ahead of Jake Lewis, our reigning and defending champion here in Misson Super Hooligans. I think this season's going to be a little different in terms of number of race winners, number of manufacturers able to get to the top step of the podium, as well as now Gus Rodeo crosses the line. The white flag comes out, one lap to go, and the heartbreak continues for Arch Racing, is now their lead rider, Corey Alexander. Yep.
Corey mentioned that he felt like the bike was slowing down a bit yesterday at the end. Oh, and now we have a last lap get off
between two riders.
Who that is.
One of them's the 101, I believe.
William Cornelius on a KTM.
Here's a look at what happened.
Oh, that's not a good place to do that. Ow.
Great to see both of those riders able to get back up. We go back up front to Gus Rodeo. Didn't lead as long as he did yesterday. He had to fight this one out through the heat, and that battle between himself and Josh Herron. His win yesterday gave him 9 wins through the various classes of the MotoAmerica Championship. He won 4 back when he was racing in Junior Cup, now 5 times. He won 5 times in Twins Cup as well, so a great moment for Gus to be able to get back to the podium. He had mentioned it had been a couple of years, and you can really see that momentum carrying through today.
Absolutely, the speed of that Ducati. And he's showing how to get it done today. Gus Rodeo coming across the line in first position, followed by the electric bike, the light fighter of Josh Herron. And, yes, James Rispoli.
Able to get a Harley-Davidson back onto the podium.
And he is stoked. These guys worked so hard this weekend. So to see James get up into that 3rd position, congratulations to James and the Saddleman team. I know they're working their nuts off considering where they were at yesterday.
It came down to a drag race between Jake Lewis on the 85 and Jason Waters there to the stripe. Just 0.02 of a second separating the two of them. Jason able to finish 4th, getting around. Take a look at the results here. Of course, the top 3, Jason Waters with a good run there, finishing 4th, and Jake Lewis able to stay inside of the top 5 today. Robertino Pietri there settling in 6th.
Yeah, Bryce Kornbaugh, Caleb DeCarroll on the other light fighter in 8th, Andy DeBrino, Hawk Mazada.
I also really liked what Josh said. It's not about replacing gasoline motorcycles. It's about just trying something different. Nobody else is doing it, having fun, pushing the limits. Going to be exciting to watch. You see the championship point standings now. Back-to-back race winner Gus Rodeo leading Misson Super Hooligan points by 7 over the defending champ James Rispoli.